What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in this video, I have just gone ahead and recorded a few clips of me just doing a session of just playing some Pirate Rumble. Just wanted to get a little bit of, points for this season to hopefully reach the championship, of course. So I thought I'd go ahead and record any interesting matchups that I thought we could go ahead and show off, utilizing the brand new Super Sugo Fez Luffy. Now, ultimately, you guys will see how he kind of performs in this video, but I personally don't think this Luffy is like that great in Rumble. Now, Luffy can be great, but it really comes down to the characters that you're surrounding him with. Now, I will say that I do not have some of the very key characters that you may potentially use alongside him. Like Legend Pika, I know is one that a lot of people in the subreddit Discord were letting me know about, that Legend Pika is a really great asset to run on driven/fighter focused teams, and considering with a squad like this, you know, Luffy being a fighter character, Blackbeard being a driven character, like Pika can kind of work in this kind of squad. Instead of that, we're doing kind of an interesting thing with like Smoothie here to reverse specials. Blackbeard can reverse specials. I was also considering potentially putting Cross Guild in the team, so I think maybe using Cross Guild instead of Katakuri and Big Mom might be an interesting call, because you'll have Smoothie, Blackbeard, and Cross Guild all being able to reverse the enemy specials, and then you've got Blackbeard, which can of course inflict their damage over time, and then Hancock and Luffy can do some pretty okay damage overall. But you can see here against this int team here, because we have a bench and the opponent does not, that's probably like the main reason that we can get through this. Luffy also being able to resist any damage through defense or fixed damage when he uses his special ability is actually kind of massive. It makes him a lot more tanky than you would actually kind of think that he would be. So I'll leave you guys with this clip and we'll pick things up in the next one. So we kind of touched up on it in the previous clip right at the end there, but when Luffy launches his special ability, if you fulfill the condition of having 5 or more Straw Hats, Giant, Vegapunk, Seraphim, Logia, or Paramecia, it says for 20 seconds he ignores any damage to himself that is damage through defense, which is a pretty massive ability to have. It's going to be interesting to see how this kind of can be explored in Grand Party, because I think that at face value, Luffy is just kind of okay in Rumble. He's just a character that can provide you with a pretty decent, a serviceable Rumble ability, and a special that does have potential to do damage. But Luffy can only really be super uber impressive if you surround him with characters that are able to nerf the enemy's stats, lower their defense, whether it be like halving defense, lower their attack, so you can make your team last longer. And that's what Pika can do. So I think if you have Pika, that's going to be a very interesting character to use alongside this Luffy. But also you can do the thing with what we're doing here with, reversing the specials, and then Katakuri Big Mom, which can inflict half stats, which is kind of nice too. And then Katakuri and Big Mom also have a revive mechanic. I think this character is a very good character in Rumble. Would love to get more investments into them, because they're obviously a very, very impressive character. But up against the side team here, the only real character that I'm like really scared of was that Garp, and Nami can also be a little annoying too, because she does have the ability to reverse our specials, but luckily we're able to reverse the specials first so that they can't actually apply that to us here. See this Kuma here doing a little bit of damage with that Super Rumble special, and then of course Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji are able to output quite a lot of damage too, but luckily for us we're able to have our main damage dealers survive. We see Boa being able to use her Super Rumble special as well. Very powerful character in Rumble. Definitely been impressed with Boa in Rumble. I think she's a really good character to use alongside this Luffy. They both synergize very well together. So if you're going to build this team, yeah, definitely these characters work together. There's also the Frankie that came out with the Brook at the start of the month. He can be okay. He's mainly just a defensive character, but like realistically, you want something that can either do more damage or something that can really nerf the opponent, rather than just be solely focused on defense. Moving on to this next clip here, I saw that there was a strength team. I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and try and build like a quick Luffy team to take on the strength team, and this is what we came up with here, utilizing the Boa and the Luffy once again. However, we're going to be using Sugar on the front line because she is probably the best strength debuffer in the game. And, you know, she doesn't really do any damage or anything, but the amount of debuffs that she can apply and also provide special CT to our crit units is just really, really nice to have. And luckily, things go very, very well for us here. Ideally, like, best case scenario here is getting Akainu to launch first, because he does have the ability of the health cut, the damage, and then the fixed damage, and like just with everything that's going on, like there's just nothing the opponent really could have done in that situation. Now, I'm not too sure on the investments that my opponent has on these characters. Even with major investments, I think we were going to be able to comfortably win this one. This was a very, very convincing win. Moving back to the powerhouse kind of focused team, we're up against this striker focused team here. This one is kind of interesting, utilizing some more recent characters throughout the Egghead celebration. You know, we've got Saturn, Roger Rayleigh Gaban. You've got the Rocks Pirates. You also have Alpha. I actually pulled Alpha recently from like the discount multi from the Jinbei banner. I'm really excited to go ahead and use her. So we'll see what happens throughout the celebration. There's a very good chance that we get some characters that Alpha will be able to work with. We'll see how things go. I don't have Figureland Garling, and I feel like he's going to be a huge, huge asset to the squads, because Garling can just output a ton of damage very, very quickly, and Alpha works very well with Garling to get his special ready to go. Luckily for us, though, we just get everything to go our way. We get some key special reverses at the right time. We have the Katakuri Big Mom to halve their stats, and Luffy, of course, coming in and being able to output a ton of damage. Boa lowering defense, also doing a ton of damage. So everything just goes very, very well for us here. The opponent does have some interesting characters on the bench, namely S-Hawk and Apu, but we don't have any side characters, so Apu really cannot do anything to us. And then S-Hawk obviously can be a bit of a problem, but considering my opponent doesn't really have a lot of characters left, yeah, this is going to be a very, very convincing win from here. Of course, when Roger Rayleigh Gaban get knocked out, they will immediately launch their special, which can output a ton of damage, but because we have a bench remaining and they don't, things are going to go very, very well for us. But anyways, I'll leave you guys with this clip, and we'll pick things up in the next battle. Moving on now, I did find a free spirit team. Now, I will say this is probably not the most, you know, convincing, well-rounded free spirit team that I've ever seen. It does have that strength Luffy, Roger Rayleigh Gaban, and Nami Karina, like characters you would normally see on a free spirit team, albeit you're probably not going to see Kinemon and Denjiro on a free spirit team all that much. And I'm not 100% sure on the investments. I didn't check on the Roger Rayleigh Gaban, but I will say, like, if the Roger Rayleigh Gaban has investments, he is a menace to deal with for free spirit squads. But again, we get some pretty key special reverses there. We get Blackbeard to reverse the special of Nami Karina, and then we get Luffy coming in doing a ton of damage towards them, which is really lucky. We could have almost knocked him out from the Luffy special, but then we get the Katakuri Big Mom launch. The halving of stats is really, really nice, but you can see on the side there that Smoothie is about to go, which should have the special reverse on Nami Karina. If not, hopefully we get the kill on them. So we see here that the reverse comes in from Smoothie. We get the reverse. We knock out Kinemon Denjiro. We knock out Nami Karina. And then from this point, I'm like, yeah, we're just home free. There's just no way that we can lose this game from here. So I think it's a very interesting squad to go about it. Yeah, Smoothie's just a really good Rumble legend to have. That special reverse is kind of key. Her Rumble ability is like just okay, but just an all-round really nice character to have for 20 cost. Very, very nice to put on a lot of teams. And then we move on to the final clip of the video. Once again, I found a strength team that I wanted to go up against. Now, I will say that the 8.5 anniversary Luffy from Film Red is probably a more optimal choice compared to the New Year's Luffy for this team. But still, the rest of the characters on this team, I would say, are pretty much optimal for a strength squad. And this one does not go as well for us. We get like specials launching kind of like in the wrong order that don't really go well for us. Like ideally, as I mentioned in the first strength squad video, that we would like to typically use a Kainu first to get that major health cut, and then probably from then we'd like Sugar or Hancock to go next to lower some defenses so that Luffy can come in and sweep. But unfortunately for us, things kind of go out of order and we aren't able to get some key knockouts when we are supposed to. Luckily for us though, with all of these severe debuffs going against the opponent, we actually don't really tank like a ton off of them, so like things are actually going pretty well. We also have Kuma, of course, which does have the ability to force out debuff style units, so Sugar is not able to launch her special when we kind of wanted that to happen. We see Akainu getting knocked out, so things are looking a little scary initially here. Luckily for us, the opponent doesn't have like ultra crazy stuff on the bench that's going to be ultra threatening. Sakazuki does have potential to do some serious damage and can also inflict damage over time, so I guess technically that can be a little problematic. But looking at the health thresholds that we have here, looking at what's coming up, what needs to launch their special, we're looking pretty decent, because as long as we get the Luffy and the Hancock to launch again, we should be able to get that clean victory. But overall, that's the video, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one, utilizing Luffy in a couple different team options here in Pirate Rumble. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Grand Party, whenever that comes up next, I think Luffy will be a very interesting choice because his burst skill is pretty good. So we'll see what happens in regards to that. But hopefully you enjoyed the video today. If you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.
俺は気が立ってんだ。そう調子に乗る